Wow, they missed a real funny exchange there too.
And now
Oh
they can
boy.
hear me. Look at that.
Yay.
Hey everybody, welcome.
Great.
Welcome. See, no wonder we started with some viewers and then it dropped down by one. One person was like,
Yeah.
I'm out of here.
No
Yeah.
sound bite.
Hey
Yeah.
everybody.
I don't want to hear them mime. I don't want to see them mime a podcast.
I'm not here to read their lips.
No.
No. What is this? A classic 10th floor blunder.
Yes.
That's what it is. Hey, if there's one thing that's gonna go wrong, it's I didn't turn the sound on.
It's probably it's the most common
It's the
problem we
most
have.
common one.
Yeah.
Because it's the most common thing for my broadcast software to just forget about. To just say, oh yeah, what was those settings? Oh, I'm not going to turn those on today.
hmm
And
See, and I told you to check your computer and make sure you're not herky jerky, but I didn't ask you to check the
see,
sound.
I know.
see,
And
see,
I said to make sure you were recording, but didn't ask about the sound
and
either.
and
Gee,
I don't know if this is just me being me or me
I'm
being a
gonna need a
dude.
checklist.
You know, I don't know if it's me being me or me being a dude. But I only did what I was told to do and nothing beyond that.
Oh my
So
word.
it's our fault.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah,
All right.
yeah. You got to keep me on track.
Okay.
Oh, Kelly, thank you for
Goodness
not restarting
gracious.
your laptop and just letting us know
Yeah.
that there was no audio.
It,
We're
it
good. We're here.
it wasn't
Hi,
you.
hello.
It's Matt. It's Matt. He's the problem. It's him.
Yes. Yes, I just try to deflect that.
The
Yes.
problem's never me because I don't do anything but sit here and talk to y'all.
Mom is talent, and that's
Same.
how she likes it. Hey,
I never
everybody,
get
get
my
on out
fault
of
out.
that student union. Climb on into the to the lecture hall. Angela's here. Angela was here before me. Technically.
Mm-hmm.
I was.
Technically.
Yes.
Untechnically, technically, because they can't talk to each other unless I've turned the Zoom on, so I always am sort of here first.
Right. But I was the first one who tried to join because I was doing some stuff and I didn't want to lose track of time.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if I have it open and waiting and it's good, then yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah,
you
and I had only opened it maybe, I don't know, 90 seconds before you popped up.
there we go.
I had just started
There we
it
go.
too.
And it's all good. The only thing that y'all missed was us telling two personal stories about my brother that would allow you to like identify who he is and find him and all that stuff. So it's good you didn't hear it anyway.
Eh.
Matt, listen to the ladies next time and see if everything is working, says Kelly. And you know what, Kelly? You're right. You're right.
Kelly, you know how many things would be solved if he would just do that? Like seriously? Like, dude.
Yeah, I know. I know. Just a modicum of more attention, right? But I'm just
Hmm.
so split. My focus is so split, all right? Not only am I the ADA, but I'm also the CEO of a multi-global conglomerate, all right?
My
And
multi-global conglomerate. Oh, okay.
the only
Here we
reason
go.
I'm doing these things is because I want to manipulate the world to be the shape that I want it to be. But it's
Well,
very
that part's
personal. It's about
definitely
what I
true.
want my world to look like. And because of
Mhm.
that,
But
I didn't check the sound.
but Matt,
Yeah?
I know, but your name's not Tamara.
I'm
I
not
know
EJ
that.
Demira. I was just singing
No,
Elvis
that's
earlier. Are
that's a
you
family
sure?
trait of those folks there,
When
you
no
know.
one
Mhm.
else can understand me. Yeah. Are you sure? Are you sure?
Pretty sure.
Oh, all right. I'm not EJ Demir. I'm Zat. I thought I was. I looked at myself and I saw my beard. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm
You're
EJ
just
Demira,
10.
aren't I? Look at me. I got a Demira beard. It almost looks like Stefano's. Kelly wants you to ground me, Ma.
Oh, he's past that,
You
hun.
know, I saw a fun YouTube video where a kid was outside, right? And he's slamming on the window, and he's like, "Dad, let me in. Can I come in yet?" And the dad was like, "No, you're grounded." And the kid was like, "All my friends say that when they're grounded, they have to stay inside." And the dad's like, "Well, you like it too much in here. You being grounded means you're out there." The kid's like, "But what am I supposed to do? There's nothing to do out here." And he's like, "Go find something." And the kid's like,
Yes.
"There's nothing." And the dad was like, "Go grab a stick and hit it against the tree. Go find a rock and throw it at another rock. Go kick a hornet's nest. I don't care. Just go find something to do like I did."
Exactly, right? Yeah. We had, when we were kids, we had specified groundings. Like, I loved to read. So when I was grounded, I wasn't allowed to read anything that wasn't school related.
Mm-hmm.
but my brothers had to read as part of their grounding because they hated reading.
Nice. Once my
So,
mom made me
yeah.
write an essay on why I didn't vacuum.
I did?
Yeah, you did.
I did?
You did. You don't remember it, but you made me write a
No, I
5-paragraph essay on why I didn't vacuum.
How long?
5 paragraphs, regular standard middle school essay.
Wow,
I
5
don't
paragraphs on
remember
why
that.
you didn't vacuum. That's
Well,
really
intro,
fun.
conclusion.
I would love to read that
you know,
essay.
Intro, conclusion. Those are those are 2 out of the 5, so they practically don't count. But the 3 body paragraphs is where the content is. Yeah, you made me write a little
I
paper.
would love
I'm
to read
mesmerized,
that.
Matt. How old were you when I made you do that?
Shoot, middle school age. I'm sure I
12?
had been
11, 12?
I'm sure I had been for weeks wording up
Yeah.
a storm about having to write these essays in school.
Yeah, so
And
you're like,
used it against me at home.
Yeah.
I was a genius, man. I was.
Oh, I used to find real fun stuff with my kids too. They still laugh about when I would change the Netflix password to, so they couldn't get into it until they had done their stuff.
See, that was just a little bit past us being kids. There
Kids
was
were
no
grown up
Netflix
already
or
by that.
anything like
Yeah.
dial-up
They're paying
was
for their
the
own
thing.
Netflix by then.
DSL, I think, is what we had when I graduated high school. Like, it was still getting started and nothing what it's like today. How long were the paragraphs, Swears Kelly? Well, every paragraph had to be at least 5 sentences. So, I had to follow the rules.
So what would you guys do for Holly if she was your daughter?
Make her write an essay on using nice words for your mama.
I wouldn't. This is the one I would do for Holly because this one transcends time with these kids. This is one I did with my kids as well, but you can also do it. So you know how at the end of chargers there's like a little hole in the little plug?
Mhm.
I had little padlocks that could go through those.
Uh-huh.
And I would put a padlock on there for like their gaming systems, their phone
So they
charger,
couldn't plug it into
whatever.
the wall?
So they couldn't plug it in.
Hey, studs. Vinny's here.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
See, that's creative, modern day
That's creative.
tech ways of punishing your children.
Exactly. Because if they
I
can't
put 'em-
power it up, and there's nothing like a kid whose cell phone is slowly dying in front of them
Oh, see, that might have worked with
on a
Melissa. I don't
long
know.
weekend. On a long weekend. It's amazing how much it motivates them to get that room
Hey,
clean.
Vinny. So yeah. Okay,
I
so put the lock on Holly's charger. Then
Mm-hmm.
is what we need to do. Then she can't charge her phone. Then she can't talk to Tate. She can't talk to that friend she's mean to.
Mm-hmm.
And then they've cast a new child, a new teenager. I don't know if you've seen this, folks, but this teenager actually, I believe, has Down syndrome.
Yeah.
And so there's going to be a Down syndrome character on the show.
Yeah, they're building up the teen
show
scene,
up?
which I love.
Yeah. And
A couple weeks, like soon, or
soon enough for
did she
them
show
to have
up this
announced it.
Yeah, she's the one who announced it.
Yeah. I mean, and usually when it
On
comes to
her.
these days stuff, because we classically talk about, it's 7 months behind time. But usually they don't go to press about things until it's close to airing.
Yeah, well, that makes sense.
Or when they have to, like in the case of Steve Burton going back to the other show, they had to at that point say that he wasn't on days, but they waited for the last minute.
As soon as he announced that, I knew they were announcing his comeback on the 60th.
Yeah.
Like the timing is just too.
And
yeah.
he's practically been part-time on days since.
He has practically been part-time on days since. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. He's out of town right now, but Ava just called him back. Maybe he'll be rushing back into town just in time to tackle Clyde off of the footbridge and go into the drink.
Yeah. That'd be really
Well, I'm
funny
sure-
if it goes out by a bridge.
I do think that they'll send Harris off as a hero.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
It's just going to be real sad because the last person Ava was in love with died as well.
Well, maybe he won't die.
So that's going to be really, really sad for Ava.
Maybe he'll just skip off into the sunset. I did my thing.
Yeah, Harris isn't that kind of guy, though.
Yeah, I think they're going to kill him.
Yeah.
I think so, too.
And then Ava's going to be sad about it for all of 4 seconds before she starts making out with Stefan.
Well, it would be really funny if they find a way to kill him on a rooftop.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's how Jason came back on GH.
Was on a rooftop. Yeah, yeah,
If
yeah.
they find a way to kill him somehow on a rooftop.
I was going for Buried in Rubble, and that rubble is just the gateway between the two shows. You know, he gets buried in General Hospital, emerges on Days, gets buried in Days, emerges on GH. Kelly says sometimes I get confused on who is Xander and who is EJ. This is great. This is something that will help. This is what's going to help.
Yes.
Xander is European. That helps. Secondly, they're from different families.
Or EJ has a beard and Xander's
Well, that could easily
shaven.
change.
Okay, but EJ is a Demira and lives in the mansion.
Yeah.
And Xander is the one that has the baby with Sarah and lives in the little apartment.
So EJ is a Demira, Xander's
They
a
both
Kyriakis.
have accents. They both have accents.
Hey, I was
Yes,
trying
they
to
do.
confuse her a little more, okay?
Say, how are you helping? He's the opposite of helping.
That's why I said European and not Scottish.
Yeah. I know.
One's a Scot and what's a Brit. Or an
Mhm.
Aussie. I don't know. I can't tell the difference.
Yeah. Well, Dan's an Aussie.
Yeah.
EJ is supposed to have been raised in London.
Well, there we go. See, if you're from Australia, you're not European, and I
Yeah.
was correct the whole time.
Yeah. EJ's with Nicole. Xander's with Sarah.
Yes.
And currently, Xander's a decent human being, and EJ's a piece of crap.
Oh, that's what gets me
Yes.
confused is they both have accents. Well, also EJ is much taller.
Yes.
So EJ is like proportionally very tall and wide, but equally so, like he's an oversized man, and it's wonderful. Xander is slightly more short, and he's broader, and he looks like he'd be able to tackle the crap out of you.
Mm-hmm.
And he also proposes with babies, and it's beautiful.
That was so adorable.
It was.
Adorable.
Not only did we
And
finally get to see that baby.
I find Zara to be a very boring
Hey,
couple.
Jeannie.
However, that proposal,
They
It
are
I
was
am a
very,
sucker.
very cute.
I am a
that whole
sucker for a
relationship's
good
adorable.
proposal. I'm a sucker for a romantic wedding.
Super
I'm a
adorable.
sucker for a real baby.
Ah, we finally got a
Yes.
real baby.
And this was the good time to bring in the real baby. But I have no problem with the blanket baby for the majority of the time. It's a decent cost-saving measure. And if you're not going to, if you don't need to actually see an infant child, who cares?
No, we're just making it fun. We're making it fun is what
Right.
we do here on the 10th floor. I do have a problem with the blanket baby, though, because when you finally do cast the baby, for example, Jude, I saw a picture of Jude. I don't know if we actually saw it this week or not. I think we did.
Yeah.
Sometimes days gets a little fuzzy in my mind. There's no way they squoze that baby into that burrito this entire time, okay? That burrito was way too small to have contained that
That was
baby.
a hell of a swaddling job, wasn't it?
That baby
It was.
is 2.5, okay?
It was a corset blanket. Okay.
It was a corset swaddle.
Yes. Kim Kardashian did it.
So,
Oh
Well,
my
at least-
gosh.
at least waddle a basketball next time, you know? Xander is the very Harry Scott, says Laura. He used to be a bad
Yes.
dude. Well, there we go. There's another one. If
Yes.
he's
Vinny, you're not wrong that Zara is the middle of days.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
absolutely not wrong. And them also, I'm like,
Yeah.
unless it's
Yeah.
something sweet and cute, and I'm a sucker for that. But usually it's like, whatever.
I don't know. I like him. Maybe I just like Xander. You know, maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
You know, I
Maybe.
find these redeeming qualities in these characters. I find the parts of the show that I like, and I lean into them. You know, that's what I do.
I like Xander
This
and
is why
Xander.
soaps have. This
I
is why
like him.
soaps have so many characters.
Yeah.
Is
Sure.
because there's something for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to like everybody. You don't have to hate everybody, but there's something for everyone.
Yeah, like, and even when you like characters, like for me, I like Marlena and I like Brady just fine. I could not have given two craps about their scenes that they had together this week. Hanging out in the apartment, chit-chatting about life, giving each other the update. That
Mm-hmm.
was the most monotone, dull thing I had seen in ages.
Matt was
but
just
I like the
happy he didn't
characters.
have to deal with John Black in those scenes because that would have just made it unbearable for him.
Would have been amazing. That would have been wonderful because he'd have been there going, "Oh, come on now, Brady.
Being
Come
a
on, Brady."
smart ass. Good Lord, you think you're the only one who can be funny?
Yes. Yes, women aren't funny. Come on. Softball. Home run. Ah. I was setting Angela up to say insulting and mean things about me. Don't think that I don't find women funny. I actually find women very funny. Especially these two ladies right here. That's why I do a podcast with them. So yeah,
Oh,
John Black was in
I
it.
found my
Absolutely.
I found my little
Oh,
hourglass
nice.
Oh,
Lovely.
that's cool.
key for my yeah.
Well, now you can start timing
my
the podcast. When we get started, you can flip that thing. When we run out of sand, you got to let us know.
Oh, okay. Like sands to the hourglass. Our podcast is over. Okay.
And then we
There
just
you
hit
go.
end. You know, it's random. It could be in the middle of sentences.
Yeah.
Half form fun. Anyway, John Black was in that scene, though. It would have been way more entertaining for me because he'd have been sitting on the edge going, come on, Nelson. That's right. That's right. You figured it out. That's right. She's your mom. She's your mom in your heart. That's right, my boy. Like, I would have been there for it. You know? And it's not because John's a dude. It's because he talks like that, son.
I know you love his. I know. We know.
I love it.
We know you love
Never
your
go
son.
away,
I
John Black. Stay
love
on the
John
show.
Black too.
Find a
John
way to
Black and
clone
Marlena,
yourself.
I love them.
You know, when Drake decides he's done and wants to retire because he's lived his life and has his money and is like, I'm just gonna stay and talk to my real kids like this. Then awesome.
And meet Dick at the gym and enjoy myself.
You know, hang out with Dick. That is so funny, Ma. Because if I was having a conversation with a
Say
couple of gay
meet
guys,
Dick at the gym.
Yeah.
it would have been a very
Well,
different meaning.
Many hope to. Many hope to.
Oh goodness, I love it.
She's just so sweet and innocent
Right.
in her.
Hang
But
out with
she
Dick
really
Van Dyke at
did
the gym.
Dick Van Dyke.
See, she's sweet and innocent, but she's not. So she says that, but she knows what she said. Anyway.
Look at her. She's like staring at it. Like, yeah, I did. She's so adorable. You are adorable, Mama Cat.
Oh man, Dick Van Dyke.
Oh, Angela.
But anyway, I need to find a Drake Hogestyn clone or something to continue when Drake Prime decides that he's done. That's all. That's all.
Well, what has to happen is you're going to have to, transform.
What we'll have to do, I mean, I'm getting there with the color of the hair, but maybe they could do Days the animated series, and then I can do John Black and also do like Shane, whatever the hell his name is.
Oh,
Shane Donovan.
Yeah. Shane Donovan.
Yeah.
And Old Patchy.
Well, I don't know if I can do Old Patchy, unless the line is, how you doing, baby?
Mm-hmm. I will never forget that. It was so freaking funny to me.
Sweetness on the show, but baby in real life, all right?
Yes.
Oh, when he said Old Patchy to Stephen Nichols at Day of Days.
I said Old Patchy, and he said, well, I don't know about that one, right?
I don't know about that.
At the Emmys, Ma goes, oh, Steve, right? And then he just over his shoulder, like second nature, like it's been happening his whole life, people calling his name as he's walking down the street. He goes, how you doing, baby?
And Matt and I just almost fell over. We just started cackling, laughing.
He didn't know who he was responding to, what was going on. He just heard a female voice going, "Oh, Stephen Nichols."
How you doing,
baby? I'm telling you, him and Drake are just charming as hell. They really are.
They are.
They just, oh God.
I know he's hanging out with his sweetness. Lots of Steve and Kayla this week. So if you're a Stayla fan, you should have been very happy.
Yes.
A lot of them talking about, their life, their kids. Personally, I hope that Stephanie just moves away, but that's me. That's me.
Well, I wonder
if she lives there. She just needs to stop getting in bed with them.
Right?
I'm just saying. I'm just kidding. My kids come over and, well, not my son. My son would rather die in freezing than snuggle with Mama. But
reminds you of what, Ma?
Stephanie kind of reminds me of Elizabeth a little bit. She got herself here. She got herself there. But she thinks she's so.
Well, she's dating 2 men in one and doesn't realize it right now.
I know, right?
2 men in one.
Yeah, she got Bobby and Everett. She thinks she's hanging out with Everett, but Bobby's
two men in one. Remember that?
Yeah. But Bobby's hanging out in the back. All right, Bobby's not only hanging out in the back of Everett's mind, but he's also hanging out with other chicks in town.
I know, right?
He is. And he doesn't even remember, right?
No, or at least he claims he doesn't. Now, what I
I
don't
don't
like,
think he does,
okay, if
actually.
I was Stephanie,
I think, well, what do you guys think? Do you think Bobby knows what Everett's doing, but Everett doesn't know what Bobby's
it's like a
doing?
buddy love, nutty professor type of
Yeah,
thing, where the professor doesn't
probably.
know what
Yeah.
Buddy's up to,
Yeah,
but
you
Buddy
think so?
totally knows.
Yeah. The bad guy knows.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, for sure, for sure. But however, if I was Stephanie in this situation though, okay, and this chick comes by and she's like, "Ooh, hey, Bobby," and he's like, "Oh, I don't know you," right? And then and then he downplays it, right? She's like, "Who's that?" And he's like, "What are you talking about?" Like that's the first thing he says, like, "Huh? What do you mean?" Like it didn't
Right.
even register. Like this thing didn't even happen. Like it wasn't even a strange occurrence to Everett, not Bobby. If I was Stephanie though, I wouldn't been like, "Oh, it's okay." I'd have been like, "What the fuck, man? What's going on here?"
Exactly. She knows he has multiple personalities, right? So
You have two dudes inside of you. Yeah?
now, do we think that I can't remember if they said it or not, but the dead chick,
Abigail?
the cold case? No, the
Oh.
one in the sweater. Do we think that's Bobby's mom and that's what caused the break?
I mean, probably.
He saw his mom
These
die.
plot things are really low hanging fruit, so it's probably the easiest
that-
one to grab.
I feel like I missed something. Maybe I missed something.
Is that a.
Looking into the cold case, his mother just disappeared
How long ago was that?
when he was it was, well, they said
Oh.
that the body was found in the 90s.
No, I mean, but how
So his
long
mom
ago
just
was this plot
disappeared.
discussed? I don't remember it from
This
this week.
It was discussed this week.
Was it?
Rafe and Jada were talking about it, I think.
Oh, we must have just totally missed it then.
Yeah, they were saying about how like his mom just completely disappeared and his dad said that she ran off, but and then they were talking about a cold case body that was
Oh, interesting.
found, but
Okay.
I don't think they were identified her.
That's
A woman
probably
in
the
a sweater.
case. If there was some mom-aged person who's
That's
dead,
what I'm thinking is
Yeah.
that maybe he saw mom kill dad kill mom and
Bobby's
Fractured.
really his dad.
that caused the
He's absorbed
personality fracture.
his father's personality.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
That's
It
good.
seems like it's just laid out like
That's
that,
good.
but
I
I don't
mean,
know.
that's
What
good.
do you guys think?
Well,
What does the
I would
chat
have to go
think? Are
back
they
and
still
watch.
listening to us, or
I would have to go back to. Yeah, I'd have to go back and watch the scene because I legitimately don't recall it. So
Let me see. I
I
think it
missed
was
it somehow.
Monday. Hold on, I think it was
That's
Monday.
okay. The show's on all the time. I think Monday was
yeah.
the day I paid the least amount of attention to.
Yeah.
Because I remember Rafe and Jada talking up a storm about the Clyde book and the Lee and Gil and all of that, and maybe that just overpowered the cold
Maybe,
case
because
memories.
they did talk about a lot of things,
They
didn't
talked
they?
about a lot, and a lot of it was
Yeah.
Clyde and Lee in the book and Gil and
Yep.
and all of that.
Yeah,
Which,
it was Rafe and Jada on Monday.
okay, I'll go back and,
I just went
and
back
click
and
around
looked.
that and see if I can find that. But when it
Yeah.
comes to this book and Gil and all that kind of stuff, people out there are like, "Ooh, this rewrite, this retcon," and I don't think that it is. When it comes to
Why-
who killed Lee, like there's people out there that are like, I can't believe this sudden course correction, this sudden turn in the Lee case. They've decided that Gil, who hasn't been on the show in months, is the murderer. But I
Now-
find that to be perfectly appropriate because he was around
Me
doing
too.
all of these things at the time, and then
It is
also
appropriate.
got
I just,
killed.
in my head, I thought that Lee died after Gil, but I guess I was wrong.
No. He did
Yeah.
not. He did not.
Lee died first.
Lee died first.
I think it makes sense because we know Gil was,
So Gil was up to
after
no
Ava.
good. Listen, we
He
don't
went
know
to go kill Ava both times or rape Ava. Well,
Right.
you know what I
boxcar
know.
her.
We're not supposed
Yeah.
to say that word. That was his intent both times.
Yeah, to send her to the boxcar.
Yeah. But
but didn't. And then I guess killed Lee.
Right.
We're still a little fuzzy on the
Lee was
motivation.
wrong place, wrong time.
Now,
Yep.
why did this man kill him? I don't know exactly why. He's the bad guy. That's the main reason. But the specific,
Right.
we're not there. I'm sure Lee might have more to say when he comes back.
Well, from
Yeah,
what
that's what I'm wondering now is because before I thought it would be that Lee was framing Gabby for his death with somebody else's help and that he was really alive. But now I'm like, is that the case still? But
He is
I mean,
really
we'll
alive.
find out when they bring him back.
Dr. Rolf still took him away somewhere or something. So
I think
Well,
so
he
too.
died in the hospital. So it's possible no
Yeah.
matter what. Because
Yeah,
he
yeah.
died in the hospital.
they wheeled him away and hid him in the
Yeah.
secret bunker with the life-saving juice and all that kind of stuff.
No. He's on the Princess
Yeah, he's somewhere.
Princess Gina.
And then they took him out of the bunker and sent him to the
submarine.
Princess Gina's submarine.
That's just fun.
And I don't think it's a coincidence that they mentioned Rolf this week. EJ gave him a call.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that leans to we're going to see him soon, and he's got something nefarious going on.
I feel like this was the entire plan the whole time, especially since Gil has been dead, which means that there wouldn't be any new trace or evidence or trail that would lead to the fact that Gil was responsible for it, which would leave it as cold of a case as it possibly was, because there really was nothing new from the culprit to be added anywhere to anything. So I really do think that this was the plan the whole time. And they were just waiting for for Remington's other projects to finish.
Yeah, they don't. I mean, I know that this was the scabs and stuff, but I mean, with as far ahead as Days shoots,
they have to be even further with the script, right?
They know what the plan is. They're not
knowing what they're doing
by the
in
seat of their
summer of
pants.
2025 right now, right?
I wonder when we all talked to Remington, was he already back on set?
Yeah, I would think so.
I don't know, because I didn't, because
he wasn't able to tell us, of course.
No, I didn't see anything that resembled confirmation that he was back on set until the pictures of their big anniversary episode came up, and he was there with the big cast photo.
Yep.
But that was 2 months.
I mean, I guess we'll know when he shows up on set, or when he shows up on screen, and then we just count backwards.
Could be soon as heck.
Yeah,
could be soon.
And Matt and I were saying last week that we're pretty secure, thinking that what we're seeing right now was filming about the time we did Day of Days.
Yeah, we talked about that last week, I think.
The timing is what they were working on then when we met them all at Days of Days is what we're seeing now.
Specifically because we were talking about how they were fuzzy on details on anything that was pretty much surrounding these stories. They weren't really sure what had aired after it.
Yeah.
And everything else was too old for them to really remember the details of. But when it comes to like, we're married now, kids, drama, all of this stuff is all of the stuff that's happening right now, including when I was talking to Remington and Dan together in their Q&A, their little thing together. And I said that EJ likes to hire hitmen. Lee's a hitman. When's this going to happen? And they kind of looked at each other with their little bro fists, and they were like, just wait, bro. So, who knows? Who knows what the plan is, and who knows what they were filming at the time? If Lee's on his way back, EJ's on a destructive tear. Who knows what the future is? I don't know. They could have also just been teasers.
Yeah.
And I said to Suzanne, that, no, that was the Emmys.
Well, you can say something to Suzanne then. It's okay. Say it at the Emmys.
I remember saying something to Suzanne at the Emmys, which was only 2 months later, in December, and saying that Constantine needs to get his. And I can't wait for Maggie to get him. Well, they were probably filming about Constantine getting his. What's coming to him?
They're really trying.
They're probably filming that around the same time.
Figure it out though, at some point. Constantine, it's not going to be so easy. He's going to figure something out, or Teresa will hear something. Because Alex is living in the Kyriakis mansion now.
Well, he's getting ready to move in there, isn't he?
He's moving his pile of stuff.
Yes.
Because he's like, money? What money? I've spent it all.
Oh, right? He's spending it like fire, and Maggie's giving it away like fire.
Uh-huh. The Kyriakis aren't going to have any money, especially since they haven't talked to each other.
I know.
He's buying himself a
and at the same time, Constantine's thinking,
car.
Where's my money going? She's giving it away too fast.
Like a $950,000 car or whatever.
Right?
I know, right? I know. It's
$100,000 matching watches for him and Teresa.
It's too much.
And you know what? He doesn't even, I don't think that Alex even gives a crud about Teresa any longer. He might have for a minute. I don't think he does anymore. And I don't think he cares anymore for Christian either. He just likes both of them equally if they're naked.
Well, I mean, it seems to be what he's after now, right? He's just like, screw these feelings part. I'm just going to be a Playboy millionaire.
I'm going to be a Playboy and spend some money.
I'm going to spend like, I'm Teresa. I stopped. And Alex, come on now, man. That's extravagant even for me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh goodness, Emily O'Brien, you're just so amazing. The push and pull between loving the finery of these things and also being like, okay, well, money still is a finite resource, Alex. is fun to watch that journey on her face as she's like horrified over all of this stuff, but then also takes the watch and is like,
Yes. She's like horrified, but at the same time going,
because she wants to marry that. She doesn't want that money to go away, and if you spend it all now, oof. Oof, oof. Kelly says, I hope Angela makes it back. I do too. I don't know what took her away, but you know what? She's a super busy lady.
yep.
That's what we were talking about actually before we got on, was just the 1.5 million projects that she has. So we'll see. We'll see. But back to Con. Oh, Maggie, it's okay. I'm not embezzling. Oh, the records say different. Con, because the records that I put in the books says you stole money from the company. You better go back to Greece, or I'm gonna sick the authorities on you.
She got a plan for him, doesn't she?
She got a plan. Now he's gonna figure it out, though. He has to figure it out.
I think that we will see Constantine really backed into a corner, and he's going to come out swinging. He's going to come out with some kind of aggression, and he may.
In the house, Maggie.
I wouldn't be surprised. He's putting everything on fast forward.
I'm just ready for
he tried to kill her on his wedding night.
I am ready for a Days of Our Lives bomb. I don't know why I've been ready for a Days bomb for weeks, but I have. I'm ready for the bomb plot point. I'm ready for Days of Our Lives to bring it to me and give it to me. And Constantine is the perfect candidate. Welcome back, Angela. Is the perfect candidate to stick a bomb somewhere. Angela, I'm talking about my bomb philia.
You really want a bomb.
I want a bomb so badly. And Constantine setting a bomb
so bad.
It will go off, Maggie. This bomb will explode, taking away all of your friends and your family, unless we get married, Maggie. That's what I want. That's what I need. Practically held hostage at the altar. As the priest is like, do you, Maggie? And she hesitates, and Constantine has like his finger on the red button. Well, do you, Maggie? Do you?
Or Bobby sets a bomb.
Okay.
And then Everett knows he has set the bomb, doesn't know where it was or how to disarm it. And they have to figure that out.
Can he be doing a Constantine impression the whole time?
Okay. It has to be that. It has to be that.
No, I just don't do it. I don't have a Bobby Everett voice yet. That's all.
All right, that's fine. Yeah, sorry guys. I got 2 new cats and they're exploring, and I heard a crash, and I just wanted to make sure nobody had hurt themselves, and they didn't hurt themselves.
Well,
they just
they're getting to know their new home, their environment.
Yes.
Are they kittens?
No, but they're only a year old.
Okay, so they're teenagers.
They still act. They still have that,
Yeah.
They still got zoomies.
Yeah, they still have zoomies. Yeah.
Hopefully that will happen when the writers return from the strike, says Laura, talking about bombs. There we go. Bombs.
Yes.
bombs. I think I don't know. I can't keep track of days production time. So I have no idea when in the real world the stuff was being produced. But it feels
I think they're
like,
really at the very, very, very tail end of the strike.
I feel the same way because
any second.
Because we're on the downslope of some things now, while before we had been on the plateau of just keep it going.
Yeah, I haven't looked at
a conclusion.
I haven't paid attention to the credits yet, but I'll do that. I'll take a look at and I'll keep an update on what the credits say.
It's ridiculous how difficult it is.
Not. I'm just haven't done it, but I will.
Because I intend to, and I never do. I never do. I'm like, oh, I'm going to watch the credits this time, and then I don't because I'm watching the show.
Well, no, because Days does theirs all at the end.
Oh, they don't do any of the beginning ones with the...
No, they don't do that like General Hospital. Days does theirs all at the end.
Jeannie wants to see your cats, so when you get a chance to take a picture of the cats, I guess, you can share that on Twitter.
Yeah, I actually have pictures, and I will post pictures on my Twitter after we get off of here.
There you go. It's down there, Brooklyn 74.
Yes. They're not going to let me put them on screen yet. We're not quite that friendly.
Not unless you want to see the cats clawing at Angela's face.
Did you get them? Were they feral?
No, it was so we live in a house that's over 100 years old. And I actually had multiple cats when my youngest was still at home, but she moved out and she took 2 of them and left me one who was 19. She was almost 19. I think she was 18 when my daughter moved out. But she passed away Thanksgiving before last at 19 years old. And I just wasn't ready yet. But I'm the only apartment in our multifamily house without a cat. And we live in New England, and our house is over 100 years old. So you know what I get in the winter without a cat in my apartment?
Oh, the
Bugs.
critters
Mice.
come to your place.
Ooh, see, I said
Yes.
bugs.
The mice are like, ooh. And the first year they didn't because it still smelled like cat, because they can sense that there's a cat. And, so, I mean, my cats didn't like pee or anything, but they still the
They did.
scent. So the mice didn't come in. But this last winter they did. And it was, oh my God, I was a mouse hunter all freaking winter. So I was like, I have to get another cat. So I like to adopt. And I was looking at the Humane Society, but they really didn't have anything. And I wanted a female because I've had problems with male cats spraying, even if they're fixed. So I was like, I want a female cat. And then a friend of mine, like 2 weeks ago, said, oh, one of my friends has a bonded pair of sisters that are a year old, and she's looking to rehome. Do you know anyone? I know that. I was like, I do. Me. So,
Give me your
yeah.
cats. So you were
Yeah.
So
trying to
what's
get
their
one
names?
cat. Now you got 2 cats.
Their names are Loca and Luna. And I'm not changing their names because I love it. Crazy Moon.
I
Mm-hmm.
like it.
Yeah.
Loca and
And
Luna.
they're just real cute and sweet. Yes. I
Oh.
set them up in the guest bedroom, and the door was open, but I blocked off the hallway so the dogs couldn't get in there. So the cats could come and go as they pleased, but the dogs couldn't bother them if they wanted their space. For the first week. And once they started like coming out and exploring, I took the barrier away. And the dogs haven't really been bothering them, but they'll go back there and say hi every once in a while and then come back out. So they're all getting used to each other. But they're real cute and they're real sweet.
That's nice.
That's
Nice.
awesome.
I'm looking forward to matted haired feral Abigail's return. When they find her in the park.
Matted hair. You think her hair will? Oh, okay.
When they find her in the park, abandoned, forgotten, covered in dirt and grime.
Obviously, Abby is coming back.
Oh my God, I've never seen a more
yes.
obvious soap character return in the history of me watching soaps. They cannot get this woman's name out of their mouth.
No, nobody can.
It just Abigail, 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 Abigail. I miss my mom, Abigail. I miss your mom, Abigail. I miss my wife, Abigail. Remember when Abigail was a great reporter? I'm working at Abigail's station. I looked in Abigail's desk. Oh, look at Abigail's book. Here's Abigail's notes. What was Abigail's last thing she was doing? Let me call the editor-in-chief we've never seen on this show and talk about Abigail. Holy smokes.
Yeah. And it's pretty obvious that, and even though it's not, she's mentioned a lot, but not quite as much. Gabby is obviously going to get out of jail any second.
She's not dead though,
She's not dead. She just. How long they had her in jail? Maybe like 3 months.
Maybe 6. I don't even know.
Yeah, she's been in jail for a while now.
Pretty much the entire time we've been doing this podcast.
Well, no, I saw her. We saw her
A couple of
scheming
weeks,
with
or-
Stefan a lot. Her and Stefan schemed a lot.
Saw like 6 weeks of her, and the rest have been no Abby or no Gabby. Gabby and Abby.
And we did see we did see them getting remarried. Stefan and Gabby. We saw that.
Yes.
Big marriage thing they had, right? Was like a
So
triple
he,
marriage.
I don't know. So Stefan's face was weird when he was learning that Gabby might be getting out. I know that he had been like boning Ava a little bit, but it's like he's
I think
almost
only once, right?
Yeah, but he's like almost. I don't know. Like I don't know if it was being caught up in excitement and anxiety over being reunited with the wife and hope that this is true, or if he's having mixed feelings about it. Like Gabby's coming home, but I don't know if I want her to come home to me.
Well, maybe now that she's coming home, he's like, oh, I gotta feel guilty now because I cheated on her.
Oh, where'd I go?
Oh, where did Matt go?
Where did I go?
I don't know.
Oh, that was so weird.
I posted pictures of the kitties, guys. If you guys
Alright,
want to see
let's
the
go check
kitties,
that.
they're on my Twitter.
Brooklyn
I posted
74.
pictures. They're real cute. Brooklyn 74.
I don't know. Maybe he was just feeling a lot of anxious excitement over the idea, and I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm just looking for drama that doesn't exist.
On a soap opera? Probably not.
No, yeah, okay. So well, then it does. Well, she's gonna be like, "So what you been up to?" And he's gonna accidentally be like, "Oh, banging Ava," and
No, but here's what he has to worry about because he ratted Ava out to Harris.
Oh.
So now, and Harris took it way better than Gabby's going to.
Oh yeah.
because Paris and Ava weren't together really.
Mm-hmm.
Gabby and Stefan were married, and
Yep.
Gabby is a vindictive, jealous biatch, and Ava is just like, time's a coming.
Oh boy.
Yeah, when it comes
Revenge
to
is a dish best served cold.
Oh my. Laura says maybe it's bad acting. That's not the case. Come on, Laura. Come on. Only A+ performances on Days of Our Lives. Let's see. Abby grew a tree. Apparently, Veda says that Abby grew a tree, and I'm grateful for that because trees are important. And if we have one because of Abigail, then that was a life well spent. So she doesn't have to.
Maybe what's going to happen is, the demise of Clyde, and then all these missing people will just be released and coming out of the woodwork because Clyde's had them all the entire time.
It's like the end of All My Children when they discovered David Hayward's basement full of dead characters.
Yes. And Ralph, whatever he is, he's been in cahoots with him the entire time.
Oh man, I want to do
an
another
entire
special on David Hayward.
lab.
Yes.
He has a room like that Matrix room where they kept all the bodies to. It's just every character that ever died on Days of Our Lives.
Just walks in
he
and
has
it's
them on some sort of
walls of monitors, and it's just the final scenes of all of these characters who had passed away.
You know what also would be really, really great? He has an entire room of John clones.
Oh,
John Black clones.
You don't understand. John Black has died 83 times.
Luna is the gray one, and Loka is the brownie striped one that looks like her nose looks like she had Cheetos.
You know what's great about this is if you're listening on the rebroadcast or on the audio version of this, now you're going to go to Brooklyn 74 on Twitter. See these cats, know exactly what we're talking about. And while you're there, you're going to see the fact that Angela is live on a Twitter talk space.
Oh, we're doing like marathon Twitter spaces. It's so funny. We don't intend to. It just happens that way, and people jump in and out, and it's a lot of fun, and everyone is welcome, even people who don't like our faves. We are an inclusive group as long as you don't act like an ass.
But Angela
play nice,
holds the right to act like an ass, though.
We can what?
Nothing at all.
You can disagree without being disagreeable, and we behave ourselves in our Twitter space, and we're very nice to each other, no matter how wrong you may be.
It's fun because everybody's got facts, but only one of them's the truth.
Mm-hmm. And it's mine. Just kidding. Just kidding. But yeah, we'll probably do another Twitter Spaces today because it's a lot of fun.
Generally speaking, those Twitter Spaces are GH centered.
Yes.
There really isn't a whole lot out there for Days fans, and I'm sorry for that.
Well, I mean, we did a GH one, but we talked about Y&R a little bit too. And if people want Days, they can. Loka has the orangish nose.
There you go.
Luna's the other one. We can do a Days, or we can do just a general soap opera one, which is fine. We were in there for 8 hours yesterday, and we mainly talked about GH. We can absolutely talk about other soaps too, because we watch all 4 of them. So
So a Pretty Prattle Space, essentially, hosted by the Brooklyn 74 account.
And Tony is my co-host always. She's my
Tony
co-captain in life. Tony with a T. Yes.
So, follow the Twitter and all that nonsense. Get in on that. Expand your experience with Angela. If you're a big Angela fan, if you're a Fangela, that's where you can get along with Angela.
Guys, I am a lot nicer than some may think.
It's true. It's true.
I can be an absolute downright horrendous bitch, but this is the thing. I match energies.
It's the East Coast dinner.
Yeah.
It is. It really is. It's what it boils down to.
You get it.
She's a Bostonian.
It is. And not just that. I'm a South Bostonian.
She's a Southie.
I'm from Southie.
That's what she is. She's a Southie townie.
Yep.
She belongs in the boxer movies.
Not a townie. Yeah.
It always makes me think of that boxing movie, The Town. I think it's called, with Ben Affleck and Hawkeye.
Good Will Hunting. was South Boston.
Oh, okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay. It's not your
But
fault.
I got my dunks. I got my iced coffee.
We're gonna enjoy a
Yeah,
Krispy
that
Kreme
place
here
is
on the West
sacred
Coast.
in Massachusetts. Dunkin'
Oh
Donuts is sacred
God,
there.
it's like yeah.
Jeannie watches 3 soaps, and those 3 soaps appreciate your viewership, Jeannie.
They do.
They do.
They
They
sure
do,
do.
So I'm
especially if you
excited
watch
for the
digitally.
gates.
What was that?
I'm excited for the gates. I'm
Oh, yeah,
excited to add a
absolutely.
5th soap.
Heck yeah, heck yeah. We're definitely gonna watch it. I'm sure we'll definitely
Yeah.
cover it on the channel.
Yeah,
We're
we'll
gonna
make a
see.
gates podcast.
Yeah, we're gonna see how it speaks to us, how much we enjoy it,
Mhm.
what they have to offer right out the off the bat, and I'm gonna do my
Mhm.
very best, to maintain a level of excitement that is not affected by commentary on Twitter.
Yeah, I read what they say. I don't take it as gospel.
Well, I mean, if you were to take it as gospel, then you would think that every actor who was on the other shows is currently in the auditioning line for the gates, crossing their fingers, hoping that they are stolen away from this evil program to be given back to God.
I know, right? Yes, that somebody will free them from their bonds of servitude at General Hospital. Take the gun out of Mark Teschner's hand while he continues to force them to be cast on the show.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's just the amount
I'm
of
gonna light a
words being
candle for
spoken
their poor
for
souls today. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
is alarming. So with that said, don't take everything that you read as gospel truth.
Yeah.
Even though it could be. That's all.
I'm very excited about the gates.
Yes.
I'm so excited about the gates and the fact that, you know, when you hear about a soap opera, something about programming, it's that they're in risk of being taken off the air. You don't hear about one coming on the air. We haven't
Yeah.
heard that in so long,
Yeah.
especially something for regular television. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm shocked actually.
See, I'm not, because I am not one of those people, I have been, trying to put out all the hair on fire about all the people with the rating stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just, the soaps that are around are not in danger.
To add is
And
awesome.
the fact that they're investing in a new soap is great news for the genre.
And
When we saw the
Certainly
ladies,
is.
when we went and saw the ladies at GH a few weeks ago, they brought up the gates and they were all excited about it, that it was a new soap coming into the genre, and how, they were talking about how good that was for the genre as a whole.
Good
and
for the industry.
Absolutely. And I'm hoping the other 2 networks, after it's been on, for a little bit, I'm hoping the other 2 networks decide maybe they ought to give it another try too and have create something.
I don't think NBC will put another show on actual network TV, but you could see one on Peacock.
Yeah, on Peacock for sure. It's clearly
you could see one show up on Peacock.
Clearly, CBS feels as though they got the viewership for it, and so they're going to do it.
Oh,
Peacock,
David, thank
no.
you.
ABC.
I can't see One Life to Live coming back, but it wouldn't surprise me if they gave All My Children another shot, especially because they've been talking about potentially doing it for so long as a primetime thing. But I wouldn't be surprised to see it maybe maybe they might float a test balloon with a short thing like Beyond Salem did.
Hey,
to see something like
David.
that. But it wouldn't surprise. I don't know.
And I think the primetime All My Children thing is dead.
Oh, yeah.
I think it is too, but I know that Susan Lucci and Kelly Ripa and a bunch of them are still on board to do something, and Kelly Ripa is willing to produce it. So it wouldn't surprise me to see something. And it's really just my gut instinct. It's not any inside or anything like that. I don't know why, especially because I watched All My Children on occasion, but it wasn't my regular soaps. But I just have a feeling, and I don't know why.
Well,
I would like to
see. Like, huh?
I would since the 2 towns were in close proximity and actually kind of did this a little bit. I think they could do hybrid All My Children and One Life to Live.
It might be the better way, truly.
I mean, Anna was on All My Children.
If
they could. What? Go ahead.
No, I was going to go. You finish your thought because I was going in a different direction.
The reason I don't think they'll do One Life to Live is because of the Todd factor. They wanted to bring Todd back to General Hospital. An exec had okayed it, and then that exec was no longer there, and the next exec absolutely nixed it and said, no, we are not bringing a rapist back on the show, and we just got
Boxcar
rid of
sending
it.
person.
Sorry.
A
So
boxcar conductor,
that,
I
and
think is
he
what
would
Melissa
have
said.
to be, he would really, I mean, with One Life to Live, he would have to be a part of that, a part of any reboot, because he was such a draw for them. You know what I mean? I'm not sure,
They could
who
have his
else.
twin brother. They could have his twin brother Victor still on.
Yeah, they could, but that wasn't as much of a. So that's why I think we're more likely to see All My Children than One Life to Live, is really the Todd of it all.
Here is why.
And the fact that Susan Lucci is willing to do something with All My Children.
Here's why blending them together, even unofficially, but being like, oh, we're gonna bring in character, we're gonna call it All My Children, but we're also gonna fill it with One Life to Live cast members.
Mm-hmm.
David Canary is not with us anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Palmer's not with us anymore. Erica's too old to do 5 days a week. Opal's too old to do 5 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
Vincent Irizarry could do it, but he is like the person I can think of who could do it.
So
was
could
a
Michael E.
prominent
Knight
character.
and not be Marty anymore.
Michael E. Knight could do it.
Mm-hmm.
But he's also, he's got 5 years in him, before he's too old to continue with the 5 day a week. He might even be too old or too disinterested now. But if you were to blend some of those casts and families together, then you're not so reliant on.
Yeah.
You're not so reliant on a half cast.
Honestly, another thing they could do is, I mean, the network is happy with the General Hospital cast. There's not going to be a big purge of characters, but they could, if they were going to do All My Children, they could relocate a few of them and bring a fan base over.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what if they sent Finn and Liz over? Becky fans would be thrilled and would follow her over there to All My Children.
Yeah, there would probably
Still
be a
playing
little
Liz.
bit more room there for her to have some
Exactly. And but they could do that. There are a bunch of people they could, Sasha and Cody could, I mean, there are things they could do, and while they'll still keep those actors, still keep the characters, do more crossovers.
And that sort of stuff isn't brand new, out of the box stuff that they haven't done. They populated new soaps with current characters throughout history, especially on ABC. Was it the City?
Look at Night Shift.
Like the City was GH All My Children, pretty much, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, also, I mean, Bold and the Beautiful do a lot of crossovers with YNR, and they're setting the gates in LA, which lends itself to crossovers with Bold and the Beautiful, definitely, because they're set in the same town.
Right.
And they could have the Young and the Restless crossovers as well.
The Gates location is supposed to be LA?
Mm-hmm.
I'm with it.
Yeah, an affluent, gated community in Los Angeles.
For the Gates, because not only, so they got an experienced showrunner that people are excited for. Michelle Valjean, however you pronounce it.
Love her.
Very popular. People loved her work in soap opera history. Another thing that is awesome is that there is kind of a large contingent of unemployed soap actors due to lack of opportunity. And so this is going to be a chance for somebody to see a face that they hadn't seen in a long time come back to the genre.
Oh, God, yeah.
And making it an African-American centric family, then of course, just there's plenty of names that are on the tip of people's tongues, and plenty of names of people who are currently on shows that
Victoria
are
Ralph
as well. Yeah,
as the matriarch is, oh my God, right?
And we even have Ted King, retweeting Michelle Valjean saying, "Oh, what a good day it was."
I can't tell you the butterflies I got, how excited and I know that it might be nothing, but at the same time, anything Ted King does gives me butterflies, because I just love him.
Ted King is headed to the Gates, then awesome. If they both just happen to have a good day and we're in a good mood, then awesome. But no matter how you cut it, it's looking good, and there's a lot of excitement to be had.
Exactly. The sun is shining on the soap opera land.
Yeah,
and that's great for soap opera. What is it?
I want Angie to be on the Gates. I can't remember her real name. I want Angie on the Gates.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah. What do they say? Big wave raises all boats, or something like that.
I mean, raises all ships.
A rising tide raises all ships. And it's just good. I mean, and in this day, back in the day, you used to have to choose what soap you were watching live or what one you were recording on your VCR. But now You can watch every soap.
Yeah.
DVR, streaming. There are so many options. You can watch everything.
Mm-hmm.
And back in the day, you could watch them too, but there were so many. Oh my gosh, you would have so many multiple tapes laying around, and there were so many on the air back then.
Right. You'd have to have multiple tapes, multiple VCRs, recording different things. Yeah.
My father-in-law would have been ready. Back in the day, he had 7 hooked up. Matt, did he not have 7 hooked up at the same time?
So he had all kinds of stuff. We actually go and watch the Super Bowl, and we would see the 2 televisions set up in the living room, the big one for the sports and the littler one for the stories, in which my grandfather would watch his sports and my grandmother would watch her stories on their separate televisions.
In the same room.
And now,
that's really funny because my grandmother had her kitchen that sat on top of the dryer in the kitchen that she could watch her soaps on, because my grandfather had the big set in the living room where he was never actually watching something. He was snoring along to something, but God help you if you touched it. I was watching that. No, you weren't. You were not watching that.
Guess what?
We had an entire conversation here about how you weren't watching that because you were snoring and asleep.
I was listening.
Anytime a John Wayne movie came on, oh, I've never seen this one. You are the biggest liar in the world. Never seen this one, only because you fall asleep while they're on. That's the only reason you might have never seen the entire thing.
Well, he's right. He's never seen
I think I might be related to you, Angela, because I do that stuff.
Right? It's like, it was great. But we loved my grandfather falling asleep on the couch because when he got up, we'd get all the change that fell out of his pocket in the cushions. It was considered ours. So it was good.
Luckily, though,
what's really funny is I just actually took my father's VCR from him. I told him I needed his. I called him. I was like, "Do you guys have a working VCR?" Because I thought I had one in my basement, but I couldn't find it. He's like, "Yeah, I think I have one left in the attic." I'm like, "Yep, it's mine." And I went and picked it up the other week because I still have quite a few VHS tapes. But I have. Back in the day, there was a girl who sold soap opera edits. Her name was like Curly something. Yes, VHS tapes of edits. And somebody bought me the entire set of OG Jason and Carly. And it's like 20 VHSs. And they're sitting in a box. So I got a little thing that I can plug into my laptop and plug into the VCR, and I can digitize them all.
Oh, that's nice.
Because I have been keeping these damn VHSs of all of this stuff. And I have like home videos and stuff like that on VHS that I want to convert. And I found an old, I have my mother's old home video camera that takes VHS tapes.
Oh, that's a big old tank, isn't it?
So I was showing it to the boys that I nanny, and they want to make movies this summer because it still works. So we're going to make some home movies. They're going to do stuff, and then we're going to digitize them because, So yeah. Aww. So I was like, Dad, I need your VCR.
Debbie Morgan. Thank you, David.
Debbie Morgan, yes.
Yep, Debbie Morgan, of course.
Jeannie did 3 TVs, 3 VCRs, and 3 rooms for 9 soaps. Now, my grandfather... See, so
there was a will, there's a way,
The way that my grandma and my grandpa had it, though, so my grandfather was deaf as heck, so he didn't need sound. He would just read lips and captions and watch the sport, that was his main thing, right? And now my grandma, so my grandma was able to have her sound on to watch the soaps, and that's the end of that story. I used to sell edits of Passions. Luis and Sheridan, says Jeannie. Look at everybody with their side hustles before side hustles were the thing.
Yeah, it was a really big thing. People used to sell their edits. I mean, people remember, we actually, on the Soap Zone board, there was a special section. There was the soaps, the general conversation, place to post your fanfic, and a place for edits to sell your,
early internet.
Trading. But, oh God,
before it was seedy and full of ads.
But the Soap Zone days, the heyday of Soap Zone, that was nothing like it.
It was before the world got too toxic. I mean, it wasn't the most comfortable place.
We were horrible.
It wasn't the most
not as bad as now, but
it's not it's not as bad as now. It was just getting started.
And it was the funniest thing, because one of my Jason and Carly fans, we've known each other since the 90s. And we like so many of the same things, but she hated me on Soap Zone, and I couldn't figure it out. And I was like, must be because I don't like Sunny and Brenda, who she also liked. But so now we have our Jason and Carly group chat, and we have our Zoom. And one night we were chatting, and I was just like, Carrie, why did you hate me so much back in the Soap Zone days? And she said, because your screen name was Veritek, my baby daddy, and I'm a Yankee fan, and I hate Jason Veritek. I'm like, seriously? Like, yeah. I loved everything else about you except the fact that you were a Red Sox fan and you love Jason Veritek. I'm like, it never, and I knew she was a Yankee fan back then. It just never occurred to me that somebody on a soap opera board would hate me because of my Red Sox fandom. We were dying laughing about that. It was and I've waited over 20 years to ask her that. And it was, yeah,
Sports, huh?
it was about Jason Veritek.
I don't
And
even
so
know who
now
that
I
guy
always
is.
threaten her when her and I are messing around and she's being a smartass. I'm like, I'll take out, because I have a picture of Jason Veritek's naked butt. I'm like, don't make me share the picture of his naked butt. She's like, I will
If he didn't play for the Oakland Athletics, I'm just not sure who the ball player is.
well,
So sorry.
Jason Veritek is the bomb.
I know who
But no,
Ricky
another
Henderson
one of his
is.
teammates was being interviewed in the locker room, and he like the camera caught him from behind, butt ass naked.
You know, honestly, this doesn't surprise me that you've seen this, Angela, because of anybody that I talk to, if there's somebody who's
I know
been
where the
naked
naked
on
pictures
film,
are.
you know
Mhm.
where the picture is. Folks, if you
Well,
ever
you
want to
know,
see Dominic Zumpranga's butt,
if you ever want to see Dominic Zumpranga's
other end
anything,
as well,
Angela knows. Angela knows where to
reach
find
out to
him.
Angela.
Oh yeah, he's done full nudity in some TV shows and movies. Yeah.
You know, in Canada, they're a little less restrictive, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway, folks.
Oh, my parents were a Nielsen family too. My father and my stepmother were a Nielsen family.
Oh, well, there you
Way back in
go.
the day.
See?
Yeah.
Now, remember, folks, there really aren't that many.
No, 42,000 right now, I think.
42,000 people are giving you those numbers that you're fighting about on the internet.
That's
Yeah,
nothing.
42,000 people.
So basically, they take that and then they multiply it and go, "Well, this must be what it is."
Yeah, I'm just saying this is why people need to keep the Nielsen's in mind for what they actually are and what they actually say. But
They don't gauge much anymore like they used to.
yeah, they won't. They're
Wow.
it is what it is.
Well, it's an archaic system for today.
Yeah.
Oh, Laura, I love you. Red Sox fan forever. My dad works for the Sox. He's a nurse and he's on the first aid staff. So I've been a Red Sox fan my whole life.
Apparently, Angela has also blessed Kelly with the pictures of Dom.
Yes. It's a threat I use in our Jarly Zoom too. If people are like, don't make me bust out the Dom pictures.
Well, on that wonderful note, folks, I'm going to allow you the next 45 minutes to Google around to try to see if you can find it yourselves as we get ready for 10 floor.
And you want to see it, DM me. I'll send you the link.
I didn't even want to see it. I was exposed.
Sharer. I'm happy to share.
I was just hanging out and boom, here's a link.
I told you what it was, you big fat liar.
What is this? Angela's like, oh, click this for your birthday. Oh, how nice.
No, that is a lie. I would never do that to anyone. Actually, that's probably not true that I would never do it to anyone. But I wouldn't do it to anyone I wasn't blood related to. How about that?
Jeannie says it used to be 1,200 families. That must have been when they really were just getting started. Yeah. All right, folks, let's sign out. Let's get out of here. Let's go take a break.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Because it's already 20 after.
It's already 20 after. You know, I was making up for the lack of sound in the beginning. But that's it. You know, class dismissed. Go have a snack and come back at 11 for 10th floor.
And later on, I'll do a spaces if anybody
wants to hang out on Twitter. On the Twix.
Wants to hang out. Yes.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right, folks. Take care. Class dismissed. Do your homework. Make good choices and eat snacks. I don't know. I've been Matt.
I've been Kat.
And I've been Angela with Matt and Kat.
And we'll catch you next time right here on the 10th floor. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.